distance?
Well, we try
You
to
do
do the
some of the
top,
long
well,
distance?
we do a lot of long distance, but like the top, you speak of the top shelf. We deal with a lot of agencies, a lot of hospitals, clinics, facilities. We get agency heads, we get doctors, we get business owners. They call us directly if one of their family members in transport.
Yep.
Even though there's other providers, they call us.
That's why I say
So
everybody
that's-
is a potential customer. Because you will be transporting that staff member who's making the call, you're gonna be transporting her mother.
Now, he's trying to beat me up to get my rates down for his facility, but when his mom needs to go somewhere, he
Exactly.
calls me and doesn't even argue about the price. So, I mean, good service is something that will
No
always
question.
go along with you. It will never take anything away.
But I think it goes back to what Joe, what you're saying, you know, it's just to everybody, is the mindset, you know, is that because people have been doing it and it's been accepted to do it so poorly, that's what they do. and
They become
can't-
conditioned.
They become conditioned. They don't even realize they don't even realize they've been conditioned because when they look across the street, John is doing the same way I'm doing it, there's no standard. Does that make sense?
And it boils over into any business, even
Right.
this delivery business. You know, Mary says, hey, S&S Moving Company did this for me and they were great. So, I mean, in any business, top shelf or whatever you want to call it, I call it just good service. That will pour over any business. I mean, I've been in several businesses. If you supply that with
Yeah.
everybody, it just grows.
Very important points need to be made here. First and foremost, especially with NEMT, and I've said it before, I always say it, and it's always been proven true. It is better to need it and not have it than have it and not need it. It's better to need it and not have it than have it and not need it. Case in point, I think I was telling you yesterday about how one of the most poignant adventures where this guy retained my services and totally jacked up situation I could write doctoral dissertations on, but this is a poignant classic example when I show up and he has 22 vehicles, and this is prime time, in the middle of the week when I show up, prime time day, and you got 22 vehicles and I think it was 8 of them are sitting in your lot. That is crazy. You're paying insurance on those vehicles. They're all insured, they're all on the road, but they're not even on the road.
God, sounds like she's listening to a tape recorder.
It is insane. Okay, I'm a numbers guy. Your numbers make the decisions for you, bottom line. So people ask me, okay, well, how do I know when I gotta hire somebody? What do your numbers tell you? How do I know when I need another vehicle? What do your numbers tell you? Well, how do I even know if I'm new? You track it. How do I know who needs companion care service? You track it. You're taking them out of the hospital, you're taking them out of the rehab center. You know what they need. You track the heck out of them. We're all being monitored, everything we do. You think Amazon, Google, they don't track everything? Why should you be any different? Look, I'm doing 3, I could be doing 6 with my business. I am an abject failure when you compare me to Amazon. I sleep exceptionally well at night. My kids will never want for anything. If I don't work again, I'm still okay. So in my book, I'm cool. But I could do so much more, and I will when my kids are older, and whatever. But my point is like, there is so much dripping opportunity, but the numbers have to dictate your actions. If the numbers don't tell you to get another vehicle, you don't get another vehicle. If your numbers don't tell you it can sustain and support an employee, you're not getting the employee. If that means you have to turn down, then you have to turn down.
I've turned down quite a bit of work, actually, because I couldn't afford and I didn't know with that third vehicle, which is the 350 that you got me.
So
But that helped me because every day we were turning down these rides, knowing that this other van was coming, I hung on to those words. It's better to be needed than not, because I keep thinking in my mind, if we don't do this, someone else is going to come in and do it.
Sure.
They just will. If you're not going to provide the service and it's needed, someone else is going to come in and do it. And so my fear is that I tend to want to rush too much
You do?
because
I agree.
I got to hurry up.
And that's where I
and-
told you we got to practice patience
Yeah,
and
'cause I
prudence.
want to hurry up and before anybody else comes
Why
in,
is, what's the
steals
death
my
stare all
idea.
about? Why are you giving death stares?
Because that's me, I go into things just full.
And I do too, but
I don't think I
trust me,
plan
I'm very
things.
calculated. Look, bottom line is, if I walk into a room and there's a lack of leadership, I promise you I won't hesitate, I'll lead. I'm a leader by nature. Okay, I'm never going to be accused of being anything other than an alpha male. That just is what it is. But I need to be prudent and make sound decisions. You make your decisions on the margin. Where we talk about being top shelf with NEMT, get all that. To being top shelf with get all that. The thing is that with a broker business, you have much more latitude, creativity, and flexibility to even be more top shelf. Case in point, you guys were talking. Was at our seminar last year. He was just blowing this thing out of the water with the broker business. He was per point when it came to deliveries. His per transaction price point was crushing mine. I was, let's say where I was averaging, let's say $100. He was going after a much more upscale market. His deliveries were averaging what I'm averaging for express moves, between $300 and $400, right? But he'll tell you, he's like, this is an upscale market. They can sustain it. We go in there, we wrap everything. We don't even ask the questions. It's an automatic. People don't bat an eye. He goes, if that means the delivery takes twice as long, they do it. They don't know otherwise. And I'm like,
Has he been up and running since the summer?
He was doing phenomenal until he had his near-death experience,
right.
which was just,
So
this
he's
summer.
got almost a year under it. Well,
Oh, dude,
6 months
he was
under
crushing
belt.
it.
Right.
Ask me what his hardest problem was.
Keeping up.
Contractors.
Contract. Right. Well,
But he had some good ones.